We are going to have a very short but meaningful discussion at this point. I am being joined by Dr. Bhavna Bami, who is a child and clinical psychologist, Keshav Agarwal, president of the Educator Society, and I'm also being joined by Ankit Singh Chauhan, UPSC aspirant, a student who can give us the best perspective. Ankit, I'll start with you. You can speak in English or Hindi, whichever you're familiar with. Does the findings of this study come across as a surprise to you as a student yourself, studying for the most toughest exam in the country, perhaps even in the world? We can only imagine the pressure that's on the students, especially for something like UPSC, where an entire youth of a student or candidate or an aspirant goes in just preparing for an exam, and if you don't get in, you really don't know what to do with life after that. So were these findings really a surprise to someone like you?
Good evening. So first of all, to all the members for presenting this debate. So what we are looking at right now, this is not the clear picture because we don't have any robust mechanism to record this suicide, particularly in the rural areas. If you're talking about this student suicide, so there are multiple factors like academic distress, lack of family support, financial constraint. Students are paying hefty fees for their coaching classes, and they are living far from their home, so they feel a very emotionally distressed. They feel very emotionally distressed. So these suicides are something which is created by the system only. From since of the birth, we always inculcate or we try to foster the competitiveness rather than competitiveness. So what we are looking at this is the result of this competitiveness which we are having from since our childhood. Even in school, these small children are, you have seen so many boards on the road where 5th class students and 6th class students are displaying they have got 98%, 99%, 100%. So what to do with this 190% when the students are not able to handle the pressure or academic distress or these family problems?
Yeah, that's a very important question. Dr. Bhavna Bami, I mean, it's very easy for us to say that, we should not try to establish a competitive spirit on these students. We should not burden them with pressure. There's a lot more to life beyond just an exam. But we often forget to the way the world was when we were at the age or in our teens or in our early 20s, especially in the case of people studying for IIT JEE or NEET or for IUPSC as well. Given that these are hyper-competitive exams and they require one to sacrifice almost every aspect of their life, including a lot of resources, whether it be time or effort or money as well, is there really a solution in place? Because we can't stop these exams from being any less competitive.
I agree with you that we cannot stop the exams from being competitive. But what we can do is that we can build ourselves to deal with this competitiveness in a better manner. And to deal with this competitiveness in a better manner, I think we need to holistically understand what are some of the deep concerns that actually lead our students to reach to such extents in which their coping strategies fail. So some of those factors, I think, have very beautifully been identified in the research that was presented to us, whether it was the increased stress that we were talking about due to the academic and intense pressure to perform and the high competitiveness, or it is the peer pressure, or it is the societal pressure, or it is also the stress due to the past negative experiences that the children or the students have gone through, where one, like it was presented, that there are family issues where there is changing family structure. And a young student over here said that distancing from the family can cause loneliness issues or poor coping strategies that we have because as students, we've not been taught how to deal with failures. So there are a lot of factors which are deep that we need to identify, including some of the undetected mental health concerns that are there. Depression and anxiety, India leads with, especially and these are getting age regressed, especially in our young adults. So we need to identify first what are the factors contributing to students taking such actions where their coping skills are not adequate enough to be able to deal with this kind of jargon which leads them into negative thinking of helplessness, hopelessness, leading to suicidal thoughts even before attempts. And we are seeing so many commitments towards this, So I think there is a lack of a whole social support system that exists in the society today.
Okay.
And from the parental expectations to the societal expectations, I think we need to get a lot of things in understanding before we can come to
what you're saying, Dr. Barmi, is that there's lack of support. Essentially, Dr. Barmi, you're saying there's lack of support across multiple levels, at the individual level, at the familial level, at the school level or institution level, and at societal level as well.